I'm green today on my third day of trading 25K Apex accounts and showing you my P&L every single day until I pass or fail. Although it was a green day, the purpose of this video is to show you guys how I used multiple time frames and different charts to add confluences to my trade, because I hear so many people talking about taking their full take profit, or the argument between taking it all off and partials and things like that. I took a bunch of partial trades today and definitely didn't go to full take profit because I was looking at other time frames and different charts to help me get in, stay away, get out, and really end the day. We'll also dive down into TradeZilla so I can show you exactly what I did. If you're not journaling, please journal. And if you don't have a journal, please consider TradeZilla. It is just an amazing platform. I'll go in and I'll show you everything that we need to see. Go over to Tradeovate, look at all the trades, and if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments below. So here we are inside TradeZilla. Like I said, it is a data nerd's dream, and really going back in hindsight, when you look at my notes from today, going back in hindsight and reviewing trades, it's an investment in yourself. And I know people say like, you shouldn't be spending money, this, that, and the other thing. Like, one payout is going to cover all of your expenses for everything from data to journaling to level 2s, everything. I'll get off my soapbox now. $92 for the day spread across 5 Apex accounts. I have them up here just to show you. There they are, but I only show one, so we don't show like false numbers or whatever. I just want to show you per account trading micros in the Dow. So we have this 92 after a max loss red day yesterday. Thanks for watching that video. Hey, leave a comment on the videos. The video yesterday, no comments, no thumbs up. Give me some love, please. I'm trying to grow this channel. So right now, the evaluation is up $50. Not the worst thing in the world. I think I need to average about $70 per day to get this done by the end of the 30 days, now that Apex has a cap on their 30 days. The thing I love most, besides maybe their trade replay and also going back and back testing, I'm going to do a video showing how I back tested this strategy that I use and how well it worked out. So keep an eye out for that TradeZilla backtesting video that will be coming probably in the next couple weeks for sure. But I really love the day view. And what this allows me to do is come in and add notes, add screenshots, everything I need to do. If you open it up, it gives you all of your trades. You can tag them by this, go in, add different notes. I do this at the end of the day kind of just to calm down. But intraday, when I am making trades, I go to view notes and I add notes for each one of the trades. So let's start here with trade number 1. Should not have entered the first trade. You do not need to be in a trade, Brad. The second one I took spot on that fits the strategy. Today I had a max stop of 150 points, which is roughly 20% of the ATR. That's what I use for my max stop. It was pre-market, but we were at 58% of the ATR. Usually I like 50%, but as I mentioned, even though it's 50% or greater, I should be waiting for market open. Here is that trade right here. We can see before the market opens, I entered. I don't know why I entered that trade. Like, I had like FOMO that it touched, and I was just going to try and scalp down here. I don't know what I did. As soon as I got in, though, it immediately went against me, and I got into, all right, if this is going to go against me, let's follow the plan and try and do some damage control here. I entered at the +2. That's where I want to get in, so that was okay with me. And then it bounced in my favor, and I was like, I should have taken that first one, and it's pre-market, and calm down, Brad. And I took this off for break even. I think 15 and 14. I lost $1 in commissions. All right, so pretty much a break even. I was like, let's get out of there. Bounced around inside this +1 to +2 deviation. Now here's where we can talk about confluence. Both of my my mice, 3 blind mice, my crosshairs are balanced, so they're identical in spots. So I might have to zoom out so we have the same range here. But there's something I want to notice over here. So this is the 30-minute time frame. On here, I have marked the high and the low of the other session. I have marked in purple the end of today's session, which we can see highlighted, but it's not highlighted. I just kind of like to know where it is. With Apex, I like to know it's getting towards the end of the day, and I might have to close things. And then I have my EMA, and then on this dotted line here, that's yesterday's point of control, volume point of control. Today's is way up here. It was pre-market, and we came right up in to this EMA. You can see the trade right here. It came up. Not only did we have a +2, but we also had another confluence in a rejection, possibly off of this EMA. That's why I took that trade. but I took it pretty much into the market open. I have a rule that says do not trade the first 5 minutes. So let's get out of there. And it bounced, and just the volume, I was like, I don't need to take this play just because it's the EMA. I got to follow my rules. And I said that. Trade 2, EMA trade, but right at the market open, I told myself I would take a tight stop. But once again, I did not follow my rules and wait for the first 5 minutes to close. We are coming into yesterday's highs, and I don't want to be a part of a rip. So that was another thing. We were pulling up, and then we had right above that was yesterday's highs. Now, up in here where we chopped and barcoded for the whole day, I could have had a gap, but it said with a maximum stop, risk is number one, guys. With a maximum stop, I knew that I couldn't take that much heat. So it bounced, it got a little bit in my favor, and I was like, let's settle down, let's take a deep breath, and let's get to a real trading day. I got out of there with $10, so I'm up $9 on the day to start. We pulled pretty much right here, guys. If this is what we like to call an expansive candle. In the game, we had 2 of them back to back. Frankly, I shouldn't have been trading this one either, but I'm not perfect, and that's why I like making these videos. These are like my video journals. I go back. But we came, bounced right off the -1, which would have been okay for me, but I did not want to trade this expansive candle down. All right, you pretty much would have got a bottom tick out of it. That's okay. First 5 minutes, expansive candle, more than 25% of the ATR for the day. I'm good to go. Then we had the bounce. Yesterday, I talked about how I don't want continuations. This is a no trade zone between +1 and -1 for me. Continued through, so now I am targeting the +2 deviation again. And if we come over here where this trade number 3 happened, I can't say that I probably should have been in here, but I did know that I would take some heat if I needed to, all the way up until at least this EMA. Okay, I kept big stops. I had 150 points. This was within my drawdown. I was able to do it. I entered with 2 contracts, not my usual 3. And the reason I didn't go in with my usual 3 was the confluence over here. If I would have taken this trade up closer to this EMA, volume control wasn't up there at this point, then I would have been able to maybe go in for 3 because I would have been able to take some heat probably to the highs. I probably would have held to the highs. I took some heat. I went immediately into drawdown, emotional capital. Like I said, when I'm in drawdown for a while, I'm happy just to get out alive. This is a time where I don't get greedy. I could have gotten greedy. This would have worked out perfectly in my favor. But like I said, on this one, I just wanted to get out. So after getting out of that one, it came down, it hit, and now I'm like, okay, now we're pretty primed and good to go. It came back up, and we can see here, watch the crosshairs on both, right? My entry to go short was right here at the +2, but even more the EMA. We saw the EMA holding and holding. So what I did was I got short right here at 856. It came up a little bit higher, and I saw on the Bookmap. I'm also watching the Bookmap with all of this volume. I saw even more volume and it holding up, so I was comfortable. I took a second position here, 1, 2. Then we came down, and I used that EMA, this orange line here, to take my first profit and then my second profit. So my first profit, right, instead of shooting all the way down for the -1, I said, hey, we could bounce off of this and continue up to highs. Let's take a little money. Let's not be greedy and see what happens. And I got lucky. It flushed right through there, and it went all the way down. And I took this at the next volume node, which was right here at that time. I took a little bit more there, and it turned out to be a bottom tick exit. So many times I have waited and said, we have to go all the way down to the +1. It bounces off this line, continues to highs, and I get stopped out. Do not be afraid to put a little bit of money in your pocket, especially if you are taking more than one contract, which is another great thing. I mean, we could talk about the beauty of taking micros all day long, but yeah, just awesome here. Another EMA trade. Actually, this was trade 4. I must have skipped a trade. Another EMA trade, which led to the previous 30-minute candle, which is why I took a partial to get green, and I took a take profit at the EMA. So there's just a really, really good trade for me. Very, very happy with how that went. And the last trade of the day, which is this one here, and we can see on the 30-minute candle here it is. Okay, this one is when I was just kind of getting a little bit burnt out. It's 11:40. I took my T2, loved it. It went in my favor, so I took another contract. And then I said to myself, I am not willing emotionally to stay into this. I definitely at this point did not want to give any money back. I remember thinking to myself that. So I think what happened was the break even went to here. I took a break even and a little bit of profit. I moved my stop. Probably shouldn't have. As we can see, it would have went down. But I did not have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. I did not have another 40 minutes of emotional capital to spend in this trade. Getting these off got me just under $100. I'm at $92 for the day. That's what I did there. Let me just make sure. Emotional capital score growing with this trade, ready to be done for the day. Still very much thinking about yesterday's max loss day, and I didn't want to give anything back. It's terrible to have a max loss day and then go green to red, or have a little G, a little green day, and then have it go back to even or red. I wasn't ready for that. And that's just part of doing this. Like, everything's not by the book. There is emotions involved. I wasn't going to take this trade because the +2 was a little steep, okay? So that's also something I'm looking at, the steepness of this. We like them to be nice and flat. It was a little steep for my liking, but we had rejected a bunch of times here. And just looking at the bigger time frame, we had a 4 top at that point. And I'm just thinking to myself, all right, I'm ready for this to be done. We look at the old volume profile. We had a bunch of volume there coming into highs. If we were going to go up and touch highs, in my opinion, we were going to go touch them earlier in the day than that. So I was willing to take one. It went with me. Took another one. Volume slowed. I said, let's just get the hell out of Dodge and be good. At this point in the day, I don't want to get money back. So I brought my stop to break even with the 2 contracts. Just under 100 day. I'm good. Time to walk away. You don't need to get the whole red day back today. We are also right around point of control. Yesterday's high, EMA, everything can happen on to tomorrow. So looking at this 30-minute chart that I like to use for confluence, like I said, the volume of control, the point of control had moved up here. We have yesterday's session highs. We have the EMA. This thing could have went any which direction. I just was not emotionally ready. And like I said, I got to take $100 and walk away on micros. I got to do it, especially across 4 different accounts. If we were trading when this thing gets passed, if we were trading in that's be a $400 day, $500 day. I'm totally okay with that, guys. If you have questions about Bookmap too, I haven't made a video on that in a long time. I can do that, but we can see all the liquidity that's still on the books way up there all day long. Just a ton of liquidity the entire day. And if we zoom in, we can kind of get to it right now. Let's just go see what's doing. The markets are still open right now. Right now, we got a bunch of orders sitting on the books right there at 860. So what does 860 look like? 860 pretty much right where we're chopping around the entire day, point of control. So that makes sense. So you can see how the Bookmap will help paint that picture of point of control. And then we have some volume down here. So we're going to get a magnet 1 or 2 ways. We're going to see who wins. And that's kind of how I use the Bookmap. But if you have questions about Bookmap, I can leave that in there. Like I said, also costs a couple of dollars, but you get one payout, pays for all these tools. This is a business. So I'm investing in a business of trading. And things like daily traders and things like level 2s and things like indicators and things like data subscriptions are just a part of this business. Going back to the dashboard real quick. Boom, we're good to go. $46, a little bit of red yesterday. Hopefully we'll continue this up and we'll pass this thing. I may not be able to get a video up tomorrow. I think I have to work late on my W-2, but if I can't, I will definitely be back on Friday. I'll post in the community tab or something how tomorrow goes, or you can hop down and look in the description. You can hop in my Discord. They get all these trades in real time. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.